It is Thursday, July 9th, 2015. Welcome, everyone, to episode 44 of the OG Cast, your clan podcast for the original Guardians. My name is Mike. You can find me on Xbox Live. I am mikerocksmore. We got a full house today, and we're going to talk some Halo finally. After promising for many weeks, we're going to get it done here. But first, let's meet the panel as always. And let's start off with Franz this week. How you doing?
All right, long day at work, but glad to be here. Ready to talk some Halo. Just finished beating all the campaigns, so.
Oh, you beat them all?
Yeah.
Nice.
I haven't played 4 in a while, and I didn't really remember the story, so it was good to get through them again. They're really fun. Do that if you haven't done that yet.
I got started. I started on Combat Evolved this week, so I'm not too far into it yet, but I have begun.
It doesn't take too long. I mean, I didn't do it on Legendary. Maybe I'll try that next, but that's a pain.
See you in 3 months.
Yeah, I know, that could get a little frustrating. Heroic's hard enough.
What does that say about me just doing normal then?
Oh, you should do a game a day then. Come on.
Well, priorities, different. Yeah, got life to lead, so on and so forth. So they say. Well, we saw Keith in there already. How you doing this week?
Not bad. You know, I've been playing also a lot of Halo myself. I haven't done a whole lot of the campaign. I started ODST finally. I never actually played ODST. I find it funny that they can throw farther and carry more grenades than the Master Chief can in Halo 3, so that's a little strange to me, but, you know, fuck logic, I guess.
They have
Did Keith just curse on the show?
That was worth it.
That equals like 13 curses right there. We're done for the night.
We're done. We hit the quota.
Jeez, and we're only 2 minutes in, too. What the heck? All right. Well, let's continue on here, and let's say hi to Sinyc. How you doing this week?
Pretty good. Been moving, renovating, tired, but glad to be here. I miss you guys when I can't show up.
Oh, we missed you too.
This is getting awkward.
Yeah. Moving on. Howard. Howard,
it's not Destiny time. Come back.
What? Are we doing something right now? I was in the middle of something. Things are going well. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm fine, thank you. It's been great. I also played like one level of Halo this week in preparation. I thought we were going to run like missions together. I didn't realize we'd be killing each other, which seems violent. But probably well.
Damn, there's violent video games.
I have
This
a
is
feeling.
why the guy plays Smite.
Yeah, right. I have a feeling if I don't end up on the team of the podcast, that you all will be laughing and aiming for me the entire time. Like, there goes Triage, kill him. Like, I don't care if I die, just take Triage out.
Yelling Smite all the way.
Right. Okay. That's all I got. Sorry. Someone's distracting me right now. One of our listeners is distracting me right now. So, Brian, you're an asshole. I'm just going to go ahead and give you a quick shout-out right there.
I thought we hit our quota with swears.
No, Keith bet his quota for like the next at least year and a half. I've got what should probably equate to another 19 fucks before the show's over. Yeah, damn it. And maybe, well, you know, what's the C word worth? Like 4?
Oh boy. There goes all our female listeners.
Cassie?
Had one?
Cassie.
Yeah, there goes the one. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. I was gonna say kitty cat, but obviously you all's mind is somewhere else.
So
All right,
hunting the
if you say
truth.
so.
Isn't kitty cat start with a K?
I was just gonna let it go.
We discussed the whole Kansas thing, right? I mean, where I'm from, if I can say the word kitty cat without eating one, then I'm already ahead of the curve. You people in your nice areas and your
Fancy education.
Your fancy education. Hey,
Like the ability to spell kitty.
It just goes to show you, I tell people this all the time, they'll give anybody an engineering degree if they want one. You know, I was just like, I'll take that. And they're like, take it, dude. And then they gave me a job, and I was like, I don't even know where this came from. I don't even know what I'm doing most days. It's mostly a lie. All right, that's what I got. So my week's been good,
All right,
thank you.
Mike, let's get us out of here.
All right.
Help, Mike, help.
All right. Well, obviously the theme of the week is going to be Halo, and obviously, yeah, a lot of Halo fans, and something I guess the thing we've been talking about for a long time now is not the truth, and so let's begin with that because it turned out to be it was pretty good all the way through, but it turned out to be really awesome in the end. So let's kind of break that down a bit here. And, well, let's kind of, I guess, start at the beginning. We're introduced to this journalist, Ben Giro, and apparently he's been, covering the Covenant War and all that kind of stuff for a while, and he's been a part of, I guess, the just a cog in the propaganda machine. And so, to continue with that, he is tasked with writing an article on the Master Chief. And basically it all goes to hell from there.
Right. Right now, who on their... Oh, can I... Were you done? Did I interrupt you?
Yeah, no, go ahead, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Who on their second or third listen through sat there and thought, shit, Ben, what are you doing? You know, like...
I did not listen through the whole thing more than once.
No, but if you listen through the second time, I popped it every morning at the gym, so I killed it in 3.5 days, and then I did it again driving from building to building at work, right? But you can once you find out what happens, you could feel it coming by the plot points, and you're like, Jesus, how did I miss that? Am I that big of an idiot? I mean, it felt like the whole time he was being set up, but you couldn't believe it, and then it happened, right? But when you listen to it again, the whole time you're like, Ben, stop it. Like, just go do something else. You know what I mean? Like, just go do something else. Just don't do that. Go do what Petra said at the beginning. Back off and turn it in. But no.
That's exactly what my day was like. I listened to it for the second time driving around to my appointments, and every time I was sitting there at a red light, like, you son of a bitch, what are you doing to yourself, bro? Like, go get an Xbox or whatever the hell is out there now. Like, get a hobby.
Stop trying to bring down the establishment.
Right? You were doing so good for yourself, keeping your head low, making a living.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it was a lot of it you could see coming, but there were definitely some twists in there that caught me by surprise, and I think that overall it did a really good job of kind of giving that espionage feel to it, and I think that it's probably the best series in that tone that I've seen or heard. So, very very enjoyable for sure.
I mean,
Absolutely.
I'm not very big on Halo itself. I've played through them a little bit, but that was basically a standalone piece of art for me. I was able to sit there and listen to it, and what I didn't know came into play, but I was also able to appreciate it not being too hardcore into the series itself.
Yeah, there are a lot of Halo novels. I think there are like 12 or 13 of them now. I mean, there's a lot of Halo fiction out there, and I know that it's a lot of people don't get into that. They just play the game and don't really get into anything else. But I think that Hunt the Truth is one of those things that it's something that I think that every Halo fan really should listen to, even if they don't read the books. I mean, it's not nearly as much of a time commitment as a novel, and it has a huge payoff, and it's going to be a great setup for Halo 5. Like, it's going to give a lot of insight in terms of what the story is going to be like in Halo 5.
And it
that
really
brings me
helps.
to
I
a
was
point.
gonna
Like, where
say-
does this actually fit in the story?
Where?
Of,
Like
Halo
when?
5? Yeah,
It's
like,
gotta-
is it kind of an ongoing thing? Because from what we've seen of Halo 5, it seems to be in a different sort of setting than what we've kind of been laid out for us here, what the Chief's been doing.
No, this
At
is
least
taking
in
place
my
between
approximation.
4 and 5.
Yeah. It's between 4 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's a lot of backstory that we need to still figure out. Like, what was that meeting set up for? The meeting that Chief at the end,
The
I guess,
peace,
broke
the
up. Yeah,
peacekeeping.
the peacekeeping meeting.
I think that was originally for like the outer colonies, their own political strife. I think that it was really just to handle something that was localized. I don't think that that meeting had any centralized importance to the larger plot. It just seemed like it was something that was dealing with local politics and the in that area. And then there was this coup, and then Master Chief decided to disrupt it for whatever reason. But to me, I didn't get the feeling like that meeting is substantially important to the overall plot of Halo.
It's hard to say, really, because, like, I guess if we back up a little bit here, as Ben is or gathering his information to write his piece, all these events start transpiring, like this peace talk that the chief intervened on, and all that kind of stuff. So there is a much larger universe at work here than just what's being presented, and I think they actually did a really good job of touching on a lot of that things. I know I was pretty critical of it, episodes like 3, 4, and 5, just going over information that we already know. But as you get into more of the series, you find out that just like, I guess, the power that Oni has over everything, it seems.
Yeah, they control the communication between all the outer colonies. So
What does ONI stand for?
Office of Naval Intelligence.
yeah.
Got it.
But yeah, I mean, I think that what the series gives insight to that you wouldn't really have just if you went from Halo 4 to Halo 5 without really paying attention to this is the start of a civil war. I mean, that's really what this is. What the whole series is about is about Oni starting this conflict between the Earth and Mars colonies against all of the outer colonies. And so
right, and somehow the Sangheili are mixed in. Is that what they're called as well? Somehow a group of Covenant is also mixed into there somewhere, which is probably where some of maybe the war zones come from or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure where they fall in this.
It's got to be somewhere. It was too well thought out to just drop it there and have it be nothing.
Yeah.
I would love if they would give us a freaking side mission where we go rescue Ben.
That would be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's beyond rescue though. I think
He's in a black bag.
I think he's been disappeared.
Still.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see Petra though.
Yeah, I feel like they want us to think we're going to get some more Hunt the Truth from Petra before Halo.
That would
but
be awesome.
I think that she's going to end up being the narrator of Halo.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think she's going to be the voice behind the game.
You know what she's from? She's from like the Avengers.
Yeah, that's Colby Smulders.
Oh, is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, and How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your
Yeah, How I
Mother,
Met
the
Your Mother.
Avengers.
Yep.
Agent Hill.
Yep.
And then Ben is Keegan-Michael Key from Key and Peele and a bunch of other things. He
Yeah, I
delivered that
did not
very well.
recognize his voice.
Not even.
When he got emotional, I did, because some of his acting cues, you'll see if you watch the show again, you'll catch a lot of that. But he did a very good job delivering that. He made it easy.
Yeah, I mean, he did a phenomenal voice acting job. I mean, amazing.
And then all
job.
the ad-libs in the background as well. You can hear some of the discussions and some of his kind of train of thought and things lingering in the background behind his actual vocal line. They did a very good job with that.
Yeah, when he's panicking and talking talking inside of his head and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's so great. It really, when you crank it up and you can really hear it and get everything kind of going around, you're like, man, it's really one of the best lead. Can you think of a lead into a video game that's been better than this?
I can't. I mean, they've done TV shows and stuff before, right? I mean, before
Forward Unto Dawn.
Yeah, Forward Unto Dawn, and then they did Nightfall. So both of those were like lead-ins, before a major release, and by far this is a way better way of doing it. It's so
they
much.
got real stars. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's way more impactful to do something like this and more believable.
Yeah. I want more. I want another 3.5 hours of Hunt the Truth before the game drops. I want to hear Petra go out there and break some balls, but I have a feeling because of Cortana being gone that she's going to be that kind of female lead for Chief somewhere along the way.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be another one because it's called Season 1, right?
Oh, is it called Season 1?
It's called Season 1, and also, if they really want to tie it in, they got to make Chief... It's got to end with Chief being a bad guy, right? Because they're hunting him.
No, it doesn't have to end with...
I mean, it doesn't have to, but it would make sense, right?
Not from Petra's point, I don't think.
Yeah, he's never going to be a bad guy from Petra's perspective, because at the end of Hunt the Truth, he was a bad guy to a lot of the people. So, Oni is controlling a lot of the conversation, a lot of the information that's flowing to the outer colonies. So even at the end of that, a lot of the outer colonies are going to still see Chief as a bad guy because they're not getting all this information from Hunt the Truth. You know what I mean?
Is that enough to send Locke after him, though? Which is basically the whole premise of Halo 5.
Well, Oni's sending Locke after him. They don't need justification other than he's AWOL. But I think that's going to help get buy-in from the outer colonies to help the Spartans, or to not block them. You know what I mean? To get buy-in from the outer colonies is to still burn Chief. I mean, because I think the whole thing is Oni trying to burn Chief after he went AWOL at the end of Halo 4.
It seems like a pretty traditional story structure. He starts off being touted as the hero and the greatest thing ever, and then he falls from grace, so to speak, through the propaganda and everything else, and then it sort of has to end in the third act with his redemption to really build and fulfill the plotline.
I'm not sure if Halo 5 will end that way.
No, they would have to continue that route.
I mean, I would assume that by the end of Halo 5, he's back in the shithouse again, or
I don't know.
Or presumed dead.
Yeah, I mean, I would really hate to not see closure at the end of Halo 5. I think that he needs that redemption. He can't. I mean, because it's been how many years since Halo 4 where like this downfall has started, right? So I mean, I think he's got to end up on top at Halo 5.
Well, he ended up on top at Halo 4.
Well, he did from the player perspective, but from the Oni perspective, like that's when he went AWOL, right? So I mean, that's when
There is
another
to go down for him.
He was celebrated because the Prometheans came to Earth trying to kill all humanity, and he saved them.
There is a comic book out. I'm not too sure what it's called, or there was a group of comic books that did cover the Chief post Halo 4 and leading into ultimately what is Hunt the Truth, and it kind of goes over. Chief is working, for the UNSC again. He's leading his team of blue team, whatever, of those Spartans, and then at the end of that comic book, that's when he goes AWOL.
I gotcha.
Yeah, he doesn't go AWOL at the end of...
yeah.
Because I think they got to explain that before Halo 5, is how he falls from grace. Because he was at the top at the end of Halo 4.
Okay, yeah, because I guess I'm just misremembering a scene where they're trying to take him in and he steals a pelican from Okay.
Yeah, that happens, but he doesn't steal it. Well, he doesn't steal the Pelican. The commander of the ship orders him arrested, and like the first mate gives him a fully armored Pelican and says, a line like, just in case you got away, I had this Pelican fully outfitted, and then just kind of walks away. And then that first mate ends up taking control of the ship, and the crew mutinies against the commander.
I gotcha. Yeah, so I started playing Halo 4 and I've only gotten to like 2 or 3 of the missions in. So I do want to replay through Halo 4, obviously, because my recollection of that campaign is obviously missing something.
Yeah, I mean the only reason I know is I just finished it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, so. I feel like they'll do one more season before Halo 5 of Hunt the Truth.
Oh, we still have, 3 months to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine though. There's a lot of Smite to play.
Or you can start playing Halo.
Well, I'm gonna deal with these shenanigans tomorrow night. Excuse me. I'm gonna play your little reindeer games.
Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick. So I mean, I think it's a good time to bring that up.
Sure.
So we're going to be starting something every Friday. Well, at least starting tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. But the plan is every Friday we're going to have clan customs in Master Chief Collection. So we're going to be, if you're hanging out in the group meet chat, just pay attention. We'll be doing a call to action where we'll be getting as many people as we can, starting at 10 p.m. Eastern, and into a party, and we're going to do custom matches in Halo, and everything from Capture the Flag to Team Slayer, all kinds of infection, whatever we can come up with. So I mean, there's a lot of modes out there that aren't included in the playlists, and I created a couple of custom ones like Team Rockets and then Fiesta. So I mean, we can have a blast and play a bunch of custom games. So it's going to be a new clan activity every Friday till Halo 5. So if you want, just pay attention to the chat and we'll get you involved.
Yeah, I think our plan is to start at 10 o'clock, so
yep.
You guys are around. That's when we'll be sending out the invites.
Yeah.
What time?
We did a
is
level
that
last
Central?
night, so it was really fun to get into that.
8?
Yeah, that's 9 Central.
Yes, 10 Eastern time.
Okay.
8 for you Canadians.
Good. I like what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I plan to die a lot. We're not gonna go like back to old school Halo, are we? We're gonna play the new stuff.
Yeah, I imagine we'll play like Halo 2 Anniversary and probably Halo 4 a lot, but I don't know if Halo 4 had infection because I know Halo 3 had infection. Oh, it did. Okay.
It did. It did. I would assume it still does, but yeah, the actual official, like the first release of Halo 4 did have it.
Okay. So I imagine we'll stick to Halo 2 Anniversary and Halo 4, but we might go back a little bit, but not CE. I will not. I don't want to play CE at all.
What, you don't want to just have a pistol fest?
God, that's just so awful.
Oh, but that game was so fun before people figured that trick out.
Oh yeah, it was a lot. It was really fun back in the day, but it's not fun anymore.
No, it doesn't age as well.
No.
His bright idea was to take the assault rifle and from 60 shots down to the 32 or whatever it is in the rest of the games.
Oh, I don't know.
You get this massive clip in Combat Evolved, and you just don't everything else.
It's a shitty weapon either way.
Yeah, it's good in 5, so it's it's finally gonna get its day in the sun in Halo 5.
Yeah, BR.
I don't know, man. The AR was good in close combat compared to the BR and the Halo 5 beta. So
Well, no, it always has been. That's the way it's supposed to be, really, isn't it?
no, I mean even in the previous games, like if you had the BR in close combat, the time to kill was still a lot lower than assault rifle, assuming you weren't terrible with it. You know what I mean? So I think that the AR is significantly more powerful in Halo 5, which is exciting to me. I like that.
True enough. Some variety.
Yeah, it'll be interesting flipping between Halo 2 and Halo 4. Those we did it after you left last night. We played a game of Halo 4. It is so different. So
Oh
different.
yeah, very very different.
Um,
I like it though.
I do too. It's. I feel like Halo 5's between those two, right? 2 and 4.
Yeah.
Speaking of time to kill, remember the Halo 5 beta? How'd you think that compared? Was it more towards Halo 4 or more towards Halo 2?
Oh yeah, very much towards Halo 4. I mean, I think that, Halo 4 was a very, a very drastic step in modernizing the franchise, but Halo 5 brings it back towards Halo 2 in a lot of ways, but in terms of like the combat and the feel of the gunplay, it's definitely closer to Halo 4. Because I think so how it's going back to Halo 2 in a lot of ways is like they're removing the loadouts and the kill streaks that Halo 4 had. So those are the two big things that really moved Halo 4 away from the Halo franchise. And so those are gone. And the aim down sights, because in Halo 4 you don't get descoped when you're zoomed in and you're aiming down sights, but in Halo 5 you get descoped again.
And there's no. Sorry to cut you off. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like in Sprint, like in Halo 5, there is still Sprint like there was in 4, but your shields don't regenerate. So I mean, I think that they're taking Halo 4 and kind of bringing it back a little closer, but still trying to keep it more modern. Because I really don't think that you can release a shooter this day and age and not have Sprint. I don't think that's an option.
No. Can't direct that.
Yeah, I mean it's not just Call of Duty. It's Battlefield and Titanfall, and every shooter out there has Sprint these days. So when you pick up the controller and you're playing a shooter, it needs to feel familiar. And if you don't have Sprint, it removes that. The player is just constantly going to want to sprint because it's in every other shooter out there. So. It's like if you made the game where right trigger wasn't to fire the gun. Like if left trigger was suddenly what you use to fire the weapon. Like it would feel different. It would just it'd feel so unfamiliar. It's the same concept.
That's kind of how I am right now, going back and playing these games, because the control scheme is very different for the earlier Halos, whereas 5 is going to be like Destiny, like Call of Duty, like your traditional, I guess, shooters now, which is nice for me because I'm getting used to it, having the the reload being on the right bumper and all that, but it's just not what I'm used to, I guess. So it takes some learning.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I want to touch on this. This is something I asked a little while ago, and I want to bring it back here, seeing as we're talking Halo, and from what we've seen of Halo 5 so far, we're obviously past the beta. We're getting hyped now. Is Halo better with 343 than it was with Bungie? Is that still a fair question to ask, or is it just two separate things now?
Well,
what do you guys think of that?
In today's Bungie, hell yes. I mean, let's talk about where Bungie is today. Yeah, I wouldn't want them having Halo right now.
What was that? Check.
What?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Does that sound like someone was speaking Ethiopian or something? I heard some clicks. I agree that it's doing just fine.
Oh, Mike just threw his headset down. You must have really pissed him off.
Bye, Brian.
Drop the mic. I'm out.
No, I mean, I think
Mike. So apparently your question has made you a total asshole, Keith. Like whatever. You
Whatever
said
I said, it was me.
343 was doing fine, so everybody go fuck yourselves. I'm out. Mike drops the mic.
No, I mean I think that Bungie. Oh, hey, there's Mike. what
Welcome
happened?
back, Mike.
My kid was screaming,
That's
so
the fastest
okay.
cleanup from a shark I've ever seen.
my apologies.
No, I mean I think 343 had some problems. You know, they really had an identity crisis with 4. They didn't know what they were trying to do with multiplayer. They were trying to mimic Call of Duty, and but they had a solid campaign with 4. So I think that they were going through you know, a learning period and a growth spurt. But Bungie today, I don't think they know what the hell they're doing from a PvP standpoint. So I'm glad they don't have Halo right now.
Even just the amount of game modes that's in Halo, it's just staggering compared to what we have in Destiny right now.
Yeah, I mean it's not just game modes. Look at maps.
Well, true enough, yeah.
I mean they're going to launch with 20 maps. I mean that's insane compared to what Destiny is a year after launch.
I guess it is fair to say that the Bungie that created Halo is not this Bungie that created Destiny.
Yeah, it's a very different team.
Yeah.
So
But then again, the leadership at the top is still, Jason Jones is still there.
yeah, I mean there are some big guys that are still there, but a lot of people left. Like the lead for that was responsible for Halo's multiplayer, he left and went and created Certain Affinity. So I mean that's really the I think was the big loss from that. So
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
Destiny can have Bungie.
Found a pterodon on my desk. I just wanted you all to see it.
A what?
A pterodon, yo.
You're gonna have to explain.
A pterodon? A dinosaur? Well, fuck, all of a sudden I'm the smart one in the group?
No.
Why is it on
Well,
your desk?
I thought you said you wanted to see it, and we can't see it.
I drove it across the screen.
Oh.
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't see it.
You people, I'm telling you what.
What do you mean, you people?
We're losing
Pterodon.
power.
What area
Brings back.
did Dominus Rex live in? Good work.
I was keeping us on our toes, obviously. All right.
Right, that was great. Good show, everybody.
You guys have anything else you wanna
What?
bring up here? I think I've kind of exhausted my list, but
Well, there is one other thing going on with Halo, the books. Yeah, I mentioned that, but there are some new books that are releasing like one every month until Halo 5. Have you guys looked into that at all?
I don't know. Didn't know they were doing that.
No.
Yeah, so the first one in this new part of the series is called New Blood, that it came out, I think, last month. And so what they're doing with each of these is they're, from my understanding, is they're giving backstory to all the new characters. So not Chief and not Locke, but all the other team members. And the first one is with Buck. So he's not a new character, but since he's an ODST. But so the book is called New Blood, and it's all about Buck and his backstory. And I've been reading that. I'm about halfway through it right now.
Is it good?
It's I mean it's good. It's not gonna win any awards, but it's good Halo fan fiction, and it's pretty short too. So it's good.
It's no Fall of Reach.
Yeah, Fall of Reach was really good. I don't think from the quality perspective, I don't think it's quite there, but it's definitely good to get a perspective other than Spartan, because everything I'm reading right now, it's all about him as ODST, and I got to the point where he was approached about being a Spartan, and so I mean it's really interesting to see that kind of story in Halo. So it's pretty good, and hopefully I'll finish it before the next one comes out, and I'll read the next one in the series. But I think it's $5 for the Kindle edition.
Cool. That's something that 343 has definitely excelled at, is kind of tying in the larger universe together. Like a lot of the elements from Halo 4 were actually taken from the books, like the Didact and all that.
Yeah, because I mean, all this is official canon. Like it's not fan fiction. It's the actual stuff that's commissioned by 343. So, they do a really good job of expanding the universe for sure.
That's kind of like the Wizards of the Coast Magic the Gathering model. Every time they drop a new set, I think it's like every 6 months or every year, there's always an expansion of the world and the books tie in, and they've been doing that since I was a kid. Every time something came out, there was 3 or 4 books and all sorts of stuff, and they seem to be doing very well with it as the franchise is still alive and they've grown from there.
Why did it take me 40 minutes to realize that Sin was a still picture?
It's really, really still.
Fuck's sake, I was like, that dude is so intense with that whatever he's writing right now.
Why does he have a blue filter on his camera?
Yeah, I was freaking out, and then I was like, Jesus, I am a bloody idiot.
Once I get a couple rooms cleared out, I'm gonna have this one room to myself, and once I build the booth in and everything else, I'll probably get a camera and join the party, so to speak.
Excellent. And Howard will have no excuse not to pay attention.
What? Pay attention to what?
Nothing.
The podcast? I'm in good form. We're doing all right. All right? I am on point tonight.
Clearly, with dinosaurs and your complete oblivion to everything else.
It's not a complete oblivion. I'm listening. I'm interjecting when I feel like I should. You gentlemen should get talking. That's the way I see it. Now you talk real good. Daddy says I kiss the best.
Wow.
It's from Deliverance, you know? Never seen Deliverance?
And we know what Deliverance is.
All right. I'm just making sure that there wasn't some like generational gap here, which had you all confused and me knowing what's up. I don't know. He's got
I won't get
dreamy
concerned
eyes.
until you start saying squeal piggy, and then we know we've gone off the deep end.
Oh, the Stewie? No, I'm not going to go there.
That's way too dark.
Way too dark.
All right. Well, let's jump back here.
Where? I'm paying attention. What's up?
Smite.
Smite. Shit.
Was not ready for that one.
Out of left field. Smite's going very well. I have to give props to a couple people. Look at my list. I don't have a list. MD recruited 10 members in 4 days. Pretty phenomenal. So we're at 60 now, I think. Dave and MD built us a Smite Facebook page, which you all have seen. And I don't know if you've been paying attention. It's freaking active as hell. They put a new video up there almost every single day. They've been putting in viewer videos, which I've been putting on YouTube. If you guys saw, if you watch the videos, I have requested they make compilations and not 20-second clips that I have to upload 10, 20 times. So we'll now get longer clips. You know, I think when there's enough marijuana in your system that you can't focus past that 20-second clip, it's a little frightening, and you need someone to hold you. And what I do is I show up to hold them and cuddle them and make them feel better and help them through their problems. And lastly, Harry Sploosh. He's been an immense help as well. These guys have taken control of what our vision as OG in the Smite community should be, and they've taken it upon themselves to just get to work and make it happen. They don't want they don't want to end up with 5 of us sitting in a room being like, so remember when we used to play Smite and that's all we still do and no one hangs out? They want to see 200 or 300 members, so that way, shrink and people who leave, and there's always a good community to come back to. So OG lasts forever. They've drank our Kool-Aid, if you will. So, or your Kool-Aid, because I guess I drank that shit too.
That's how good it is.
This is good Kool-Aid. It's calm down, still picture. Just fucking move your arms a little bit, Sin. You're freaking me out. Look at that. That's all I got. Smite's doing well. We open beta started yesterday, or today. What's today? The 9th? Yesterday. Started yesterday, and it's kind of Murder City right now. If y'all have seen New Jack City, it's a little bit like that with the noobs. We're just kind of running and gunning right now. It doesn't matter what you do. We could choose 5 hunters or 5 assassins and then just go all one lane and kill all of them and keep moving. They have no idea about what's going on in the game right now, and we're taking advantage of that and having fun at their expense. So I apologize if you're one of those people and you happen to come across this podcast. I'm sorry, not sorry, but that's all I got. Do you have any questions about Smite?
I was going to ask how things were going with it being open beta now. Probably a lot more people in there, clearly. But,
yeah, and most of them are so terrible. It's just so much fun. But then again, PC players who have every god to diamond, who also own an Xbox One, are porting their people over, and they're also coming in. We've had some rounds where, I don't know, somebody gets 37 kills. You're like, holy crap, he's on a whole new level. But who knows if those folks are using keyboard and mouse with their Xbox. I know Smite had tweeted about it, that if they found out about it, they'd get you banned. But,
oh, yeah?
Yeah, they do not want a keyboard and mouse. They want control. They want a level playing field on each thing they run.
Yeah, I mean, why would you use a keyboard and mouse on an Xbox? Why wouldn't you just play on your computer?
To get an advantage over everyone using a controller.
I guess, but where's the fun in that?
Was the keyboard that much better?
I would love
Oh,
to play.
God, yeah.
I would love to play Halo keyboard and mouse with everyone else using controllers. That would be so funny.
Yeah, it's night and day, keyboard and mouse. That's why they, part of the PC Master Race thing. The ability for you to turn and look and shoot is so much quicker, and all the peripherals you can get. You can have a Nostromo in one hand and a Razor in the other, and a Noggin in the other, and everything is so quick and push button. It's phenomenal. And the sensitivity on a mouse, you can't turn your look sensitivity up on the Xbox controller enough to equal what a mouse can do as accurately, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even just the sensitivity, because you can turn it up, but then you lose a lot of control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, keyboard and mouse is it's objectively better in pretty much every different game genre out there, minus like racing and stuff like that. Anytime that there's been, because they've done groups where one team has controller and one team has keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse just always wipes the floor. Just it's so much you have so much more control and quicker reflexes.
Right. But other than that, things are good. Just coming over here for a second. Alright, I'm back in. Things are pretty fantastic so far. That's all I have to say. We got the squirrel. Have I been here since then?
Yeah,
Squirrel.
Yeah,
Ratatasker, I've talked about that.
Yes.
I believe so. Yeah, it was a few weeks ago already that came out, right?
Something like that.
Yeah,
it all runs together when you play Smite now, right? Because there's like a patch every 7 days, and it's almost like playing a PC game, so you can't remember, you don't get heads or tails of what's going on.
I did not do well when I tried playing with him. It was bad.
Luffy, one of our guys over in Scotland, who can't even get group me, but yet he somehow managed to get into our clan. He plays him, and in his accent, it's freaking hilarious. He just wrecks everybody, and he's like, "I swear I'm not overpowered," and then 6 people die. He's killing teammates, and you're like, "How in the hell did that happen?" He has absolutely no respect for anybody that he's playing with. The other team, he just destroys them. But yeah, he's pretty fun. We've actually got 3 or 4 or 5 UK members now in this Smite area.
Cool.
That's crazy, right? I mean, they're not awake when we are.
And the guys have been pretty good about teaching me a lot of stuff, taking my hand and helping me through all the teamwork end of it that you can't learn in pugs. So I've been appreciative.
Pugs, I still love that. Right? That like WoW spawned an entire urban language of gaming where people like in real life are like, oh, they're just pugs. Don't worry about it. I'm like, how the hell does that happen? When I was in college, they called people who were in the Greek system GDIs, goddamn independents, and it was so funny because I always thought a pug. And I was like, it's the same thing, really. They're not part of a group. I don't know where I'm going with this. Welcome back to the show, Howard.
Keep going. You're doing great.
I don't know if I'm having a stroke or I've just lost my mind or a good mixture of all of it. It's there.
A little bit from column A, a little bit from column B, you know.
Yeah, a little from column. It is both. Yeah, that's all I got. What other subjects do we have? Destiny, is that still a game?
It is still a game.
Oh, I'd love to hear about it.
There's not much to tell. Destiny exists. That's pretty much all we got.
That was fast. The Smite members are going to have a real short fast forward today.
There was out on your biting commentary on it. They're missing out. Jeez.
There was a very long maintenance today. I mean, it was like all day that it was going on.
You have to tell me when you're going to do this stuff. You can't just go at me. You know, you can't just slide it in. You have to let people know it happens first.
What do you? It wasn't my maintenance.
Well, now I'm not so sure. I'm a little worried about you, actually. All right. There we go. This has been a hoot.
All right. Well, I think that's probably a good spot to wrap things up. Clearly, we've crashed the train. There's cars everywhere. Big mess.
Yeah. Hey, and I would like to say once again, Franz, you've totally fucked the podcast by derailing us and going off cuff.
I know. I gotta stop doing that.
Your lack of focus overall, you know, terrible.
All right. Not many links in the show notes today. If you somehow still haven't listened to Hunt the Truth, the link is still there, so you have no excuse now. Beyond that, just the usual suspects. Website, originalguardians.com. Facebook, Original Guardians. Twitter, @oguardians. And, of course, if Google Plus is your thing, just search plus Original Guardians. Like we mentioned earlier, we're going to be trying to get a Halo night into rotation, probably Friday nights around 10 Eastern. So if you're interested, just look in the chat for that. And like I said, I think we've got about 10 people lined up for tomorrow night already. So if you're wanting to, jump on in, join us, because it's going to be a good time. Because it's a hell of a lot of fun, and something that really highlights what Destiny has been sorely lacking in terms of
Everything.
PvP content.
At least it exists.
It does.
It's sort of the pariah of video games now, but yeah. Were we still talking about Destiny?
No, Smite.
Shit. That's you should cut me off. Probably soon. Probably just best for everybody. It's either going to be the most popular show we've ever had, or nobody's ever going to watch again. It can go either way.
Well, in case you do want to watch again, we'll be back next week, next Thursday at 10:30 Eastern. And yeah, we will be back then. Thanks everyone for listening or watching, and yeah, we'll be back next week.
All right, see ya.
Later.
Have a good weekend.
Bye.